Welcome back to the Big Weekend Show. This chaotic scene of anti-Israel protests in New York City this week is nothing compared to what is expected in Chicago for the Democrat National Convention, when upwards of 100,000 agitators are set to descend on the Windy City. Fox News correspondent Mike Tobin is live in Chicago tonight. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Griff, with memories of 1968, Chicago is now holding its collective breath, hoping to get through this convention peacefully. The pro-Palestinian coalition to march on the DNC is expected to be the largest group that will show up protesting at the convention. Members of that group don't like President Biden. They call him Genocide Joe. They don't like Vice President Harris. They call her Killer Kamala. The group opposes U.S. funding of the Israeli Defense Forces. They got some wins in recent days. They won the right to march within sight and sound of the convention. And just yesterday, under pressure from the protest group, the city agreed they could set up a stage and loudspeakers at Union Park, where their march will begin and end. In nervous anticipation, businesses in the West Loop or near the convention center have been boarding up. One business owner tells us he was looted during the George Floyd riots, then looted again, and he says the city is not communicating with him enough to make him feel confident, so the boards went up out of an abundance of caution.
Our customers and our customers' employers have told them to stay home for the entire week, so we felt since they were concerned about the safety of their people, we should be concerned about our safety.
Police officers are being pulled into service from all over the state of Illinois, even Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Each of the officers has to undergo 12 hours of crowd control training. The head of the police union here in Chicago tells me that this convention is going to draw manpower away from other parts of the city. The criminals are going to know that, and they're going to exploit it. Griff, back to you.
So here's a question many are wondering about. Will Harris's wild policy flip-flops be acknowledged at the DNC convention next week? First, there's her stance on fracking. She made this promise when she ran for president in 2019.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
But now, according to her campaign, she doesn't support a total ban on fracking. Then there's Kamala's vow to let illegal immigrants run free 5 years ago.
I want to know, when you become president, would you be committing to close immigration detention centers?
Absolutely, on day one. On day one.
Fast forward to 2024, her campaign says she promises to, quote, go tough on border security. And what about her push for single-payer health care? This was in 2019.
Who here would abolish their private health insurance in favor of a government-run plan? Yeah. All right.
But this week, a Harris staffer told CBS News that she would not push a single-payer system. And there's her gun buyback backtrack. 5 years ago, she said she wanted the government to confiscate guns.
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
But it's a different story now. Her campaign told the New York Times she supports Biden's call for a ban on assault weapons, but not a requirement to sell them to the government. So what version of Kamala Harris are voters supposed to believe in? Well, Joe Rogan and Dennis Quaid talked about it this week.
Who's running it now?
Exactly.
You know,
and then the crazy thing is Kamala Harris.
Elected, who'll be running it then? Because they really can't see her like being in charge.
No, it's a figurehead. That's all it is. She's in office. Yeah. She's talking about fixing all these things. Yeah. Like, hey,
from
you're
day one,
literally the vice president.
On day one, I'm going to really do something about the border.
But
says the borders are
essentially the president right now.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. You'll be the president for 5 more months.
Yeah.
This is so nuts.
But yeah, she's flipped on everything except for plastic straws.
But we can't ask her about it in the media because she doesn't hold press conferences or do one-on-one interviews or hasn't done so yet. Katie, let's just start with you. Go around the horn. Which one of those issues, from fracking to the border to the gun buyback to single payer, do you think she's going to be able to successfully navigate, or is the total accumulation just damaging?
Look, I think until she comes out and says that she herself has changed on these positions, it is more than fair for Americans to take her at her word on her record of running for president in 2019, 2020. In terms of how effective she's going to be through the media of changing these positions, they're more than willing to do her bidding for her bidding for them, rather. And so that's something that voters just have to choose. When it comes to independents in Pennsylvania and in Wisconsin and in Michigan, when it comes to electric vehicle mandates and energy policy, those are the people who are going to really be paying attention to the contrast here. And I'm not so sure they believe when she says that she's really changed her mind, because they were so far over to the left. It's not like she's coming somewhat to the middle. She's coming all the way back. And that just seems like pretty phony to a lot of voters.
Dr. Sapphire, do you want to tackle the single-payer walk back?
I mean, well, it's a little bit ridiculous. You saw her raise her hand. She would like to abolish private health care, but she knows that she is not electable if she says that. I mean, that's why Bernie Sanders has never actually been the primary Democratic candidate. And so she's going to walk that back. But we know fundamentally where she stands. But I want to go back to Mike Tobin for a second, where we just saw that video of boarded up businesses because they're worried for their safety and looting. Let's call it what it is. We're not worried about the protesters, the peaceful protesters. We're worried about the pro-Hamas, anti-Israel terrorists who are exerting intimidation and violence for their political aims. I would love to see Vice President Kamala Harris come out and say, keep your violence at home. This is not what this is about. This is about democracy. But you know why she's not going to do that? Because she is more for Hamas than she has ever been about Israel.
So, Joey, we talk about the independent voters and those in places like Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's got a lot of gun owners, a lot of hunters. And the flip-flop on the gun buyback almost, I mean, there wasn't really a major 2A issue, I think, that was at the top of the issues, along with, like, inflation in the border and the other things. She's almost creating a problem for herself, and now she's got to solve it.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot of problems in that respect. As far as gun owners, there are 10 million hunters that don't register to vote. I wish the Second Amendment was a larger motivator than it is, but unfortunately, even for the right, it's not as large of a motivator as I want it to be. A lot of people agree with the idea that we should be able to own guns, but they don't know enough about it because they don't go own guns themselves. So when they say universal background checks, they don't really know what that means, and that's why it's easy for them to tout a statistic of like 97%. But with Kamala, the problem here is, I saw this tweet the other day. It said, why is it that Democrats always swing right for an election, but the right stays exactly where it is? And then they answer their own question of because their policies work. That has to be the line of attack for President Trump. He needs to come out and say, I don't blame her. I'd want to give a child tax credit too. Oh, actually, I do. I don't blame her. I would want to not tax tips. Actually, that's what I said. And not necessarily demonize her for it or call her a flip-flopper. Just point out the fact, hey, this is where we always are, and this is what you want, and that's why they're coming here, so elect the real thing.
I think you're going to see a lot of that in the debate, actually, and that's a good suggestion. All right.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.